Taking state legislators to task on rising property taxes, homeowners and advocates say it's beyond time to act.
I'm just so very, very sad and upset, so that's why I turned to Channel 5.
We've been telling you about the sticker shock over new property values and families worried they'll be forced to move.
We manage every year, but it's hard.
Many other states have programs that limit tax hikes for cash-strapped homeowners, even renters, but Ohio hasn't done much yet, and state lawmakers hold all the power. Tomorrow, the Cuyahoga County Executive and Ohio House Democrats are holding a news conference to push for legislative action. But tonight, News 5's Michelle Jarboe is speaking with others already pushing for change.
It's just a very diverse street. It's like a little piece of America. Little pieces all put together here.
Phyllis Bambeck fell in love with this house almost 53 years ago.
I was the only one who looked at the house, and it was the first one I looked at, and that was it.
And though her neighborhood on Cleveland's west side is growing,
I mean, places where I picked strawberries are now developments.
her home hasn't changed much.
And the sink.
From the old kitchen cabinets,
they still work. There's no reason for me to get rid of them.
To the garage where nobody's parked a car for years.
We've got chickens and storage.
But her property taxes keep climbing, quadrupling over the last decade.
Every window has plants in it.
And putting this oasis at risk.
Why am I being penalized for staying here and being one of the old timers?
I first met Phyllis 2 years ago, and I recently followed her to Columbus.
Might not be the fanciest house in the neighborhood,
where she urged state senators to pass a tax relief bill.
It's old and wrinkly like me, but I love it. And I want to stay in my home as long as I can.
The General Assembly is considering several bills that would solve this problem for Phyllis and thousands of other people. With help from 2 policy experts, Zach and Ed, I'll walk you through 3 potential solutions. The first one is called a circuit breaker.
That much like an electrical circuit breaker, the idea is that it reduces the load.
Giving you a rebate when property taxes eat up too much of your income.
It isn't a silver bullet that will end the issue, but I think it will provide significant relief.
Analysts say it could cost the state more than $800 million a year.
This is not an extraordinary sum that we simply can't come up with.
You'll start to see.
The second is called residential stability zones.
You can see how we're talking about a very slim proportion of total households across the entire state of Ohio.
Mapping out places where low-income homeowners could be priced out.
It's in urban communities, yes. It's also in suburban communities and rural communities.
Giving local governments the power to cap tax increases in those areas. Cities wouldn't be losing any money, but they'd be giving up some gains.
There's a lot of compromise that might have to be made to arrive at the fleet of solutions that'll help address this problem. And it's probably a couple different solutions that are needed.
The third proposal is an expanded homestead exemption. That's a tax break low-income older homeowners like Phyllis already get. The state pays for it and would have to foot the bill for an expansion.
You need a toolbox to get any job done. These tools can all work together.
Ed and Zach like different solutions, but they agree on one thing.
It really matters that our state reps and state senators hear from you. And it matters that your mayors and city council members also hear from you.
That's what causes change, people getting together and saying, we can't deal with this, we got to do something about it.
Phyllis is 84 years old now and determined to stay put.
I am very resourceful and I'm very frugal.
Foraging for berries, tending to those chickens, and facing another property tax hike as she waits for lawmakers to act.
They can figure out how to fix it. They don't want to pay to fix it.
In Cleveland,
I want them to carry me out of here feet first.
Michelle Jarboe, News 5.
I just can't imagine living anywhere else.
So, when will help be on the way? Well, experts tell us one or more of these solutions could make it into next year's state budget bill, which has to be approved by the end of June. They don't expect action this year because of the November election and the political infighting at the State House. As for that news conference tomorrow, we'll be there, and we will keep following through.